Alright, so I need to continue. Actually, maybe ask her some questions.
The hotline should be in the communications department.
Origin of the hiss.
Where did the hiss come from?
I'm not sure. You said the hiss was here when you entered. Did you see anything like that outside before you came in?
No. No, just inside.
The source is internal then. See, the oldest house is a sprawling complex with openings to other places as well. I don't even know where to start looking. But in the context, it's good news. The lockdown holds. The hiss escaping the building would be the end. Pretty shitty world out there if you ask me, but I wouldn't want the hiss to destroy it.
With you on that, Emily.
Alright. The oldest house.
You mentioned the oldest house. What is it?
This building, the Bureau headquarters, the oldest house, is a shifting place. You've seen it. It transcends its physical limits.
I've been to New York a few times. How didn't I notice this place?
It's an attribute of the building. This is a place of power. The oldest house doesn't like attention, so unless you're purposely trying to find it, you don't, which is perfect for us. The work we do here is essential, but unstable. The Bureau prefers not to be noticed. And we need strong walls to make sure nothing gets out.
So without you, I never would have found the front door. Okay.
Okay, Director Trench. As you guys can hear, my dog's playing.
This Trench guy. I keep hearing him in my head. Is he a ghost? Haunting me?
I doubt we're talking about a ghost in the traditional sense, but an echo maybe. See, if he was killed by the service weapon, your gun, maybe it's his final thoughts recorded by the bullet in his brain, like a deep space probe sending back data. But that's just a hypothesis on my part. I need the gun to research it. But you better hold on to that given the circumstances.
I think I will. Yeah.
Okay, objects of power.
Can you tell me what an object of power is exactly? This is all, well, new to me.
Don't worry, I love going over the basics. So objects of power are mundane objects that house paranatural energies and have developed a link to the astral plane and can thus be controlled, which is what differentiates them from altered items, which are still housings of paranatural forces, but are more volatile and cannot be bound in the peri-utilitarian sense. Got it?
Did she memorize this?
Huh.
Got it. Thanks.
So, Hedgeridge. Okay, the resonance amplifiers.
So HRA stop you from becoming hiss?
Wait, it seems that way. I mean, I hadn't even heard of an HRA until a few weeks ago when Dr. Darling started handing them out. Well, I began analyzing mine as soon as I got it. I mean, each one seems to emit a powerful short-range frequency way beyond anything I've ever seen.
Doesn't the timing seem suspicious?
I thought that too. Dr. Darling usually likes to unveil his latest breakthrough in big presentations. With these, he just passed them out. Yeah, his behavior makes me wonder. Each one seems to emit a powerful...
Oh, I can fast travel, outfits, civilian. Okay, so there are different, there are other areas that I can fast travel. As my dogs are still playing. So do I need to go this way? No. Oh. Little ghost thingy showing me where to go.
There it is again. Our welcome message.
Okay. Did I miss one over here? Okay, what was this? Okay. The hiss resonance field is a physical impediment that is difficult to define. Hiss barriers appear as ways to impede escape or access by Bureau personnel. 2 methods have been discovered for lowering them. Destroy the multiple concentrated resonance sources found in the vicinity, destroy the hiss entities in the area. The resonance fields seem to acquire support for their size and density from other non-connected sources of hiss resonance. Without the ability to draw from the sources, the barrier will fail. Do not inactive structure made of hiss resonance qualify as a conscious being. Does the distinction make any difference when considering the hiss? What does the very act of building walls to prevent our movement tell us about the hiss? To what degree is it watching and planning? Refer to file redacted for full report. Alright, correspondence unstable. Okay. Due to recent fluctuations in the nearest control point, this area's stability has been downgraded to yellow. Reference chart, green, stable, yellow, lower possibility of unanticipated building shifts, orange, high likelihood of anticipated building shifts, red, frequent and unanticipated building shift. Oh, is that another? Is that the next control point? Alright, correspondence. Dead letter. I had a dream and I built the thing I saw in my dream. A machine that will contain God, but not the God you know or the ones anyone knows, a new God. This machine will be his body. his heart, and his mind. I made it just like the dream showed me. I used the motor from the refrigerator and the coils for my toaster and the fans, plus the timing belt from my car's engine, and the wheels from my son's skateboard. God can't move yet, but the dream said he would learn how on his own. This is just a beginner's body, like a baby's, but a machine instead. God only needs a place to start. If you want to interview me, please contact me at my address on the envelope. My phone does not work anymore. I had to use the dialing plate on God. Looks like another control point. Oh shit. Where is it? Alright, let's do this.
Just look at it. 8 inches wide and capable of storing a whopping 80 kilobytes. Stolen by our friends at the CIA, the disk held the launch codes to Soviet nukes. This is not the disk, of course, but one exactly like it. A perfect fusion of concepts vibrating in the Cold War era collective unconscious. A receptacle. It is a receptacle for dangerous energies to hone in on. And they did. We don't have the details, but when things started flying around the disk, it was transferred to us. It's an object of power. OOP. Oops. Oh, and it can launch things telekinetically through the air. To date, we've launched maybe 3 dozen pencils. And once, we even launched a cup.
Communications. We're on the right track.
Wait, I wonder...
Object of power. Looks like the hiss have latched onto it. We need to cleanse it.
Okay. Let's do it.
It's harder to hear you when I'm here. It's like the channel's been changed. The board's in charge here. They're pyramids in Bureau Seal. Are they really the ones pulling the strings? I'm not their director. I'm no one's director.
Oh, sweet. This is really cool.
There you are. You were gone. Cut off. I got it. Just like you wanted, right? This will help me fight the hiss.
Okay. Oh, that's how I crouch. Okay, let's see. Field research on Hiss entity, Hiss corrupted demolition expert. Confidential. Bureau only allows certain highly trained individuals to handle volatile materials and weaponry. Our demolition experts are instructed in the use of explosives in dimensions with distinct physical laws, making them important assets for engineering work as well as combat situations. His demolition experts are the only observed Hiss variations to wield the specially built rocket-propelled grenade that is designed to identify and track redacted entities once fired, making them a threat whose termination should be prioritized in combat scenarios. I find it remarkable that the Hiss restrict usage of this weapon to the Bureau personnel who train specifically for its use. What does this tell us about its behavior? Can it not pass along new information to corrupted entities? Still too many unknowns. Refer to file redacted for full report. Alright. Hiss Ranger. Field research on Hiss entity. Hiss corrupted Ranger. Confidential. Rangers are the Bureau's well-trained and well-armed expeditionary force. Their Hiss-corrupted counterparts are equally formidable. Prior to corruption, Rangers were trained to use a variety of weapons in order to face any threat found during AWE response or threshold exploration, including submachine guns, assault rifles, and automatic shotguns. Hiss Rangers utilize these weapons as well as the advanced tactics taught by Bureau instructors. Some are additionally outfitted with Bureau-made body armor. Hiss Rangers have no observed paranatural abilities beyond some being protected by a shield of dense Hiss resonance capable of stopping bullets. Considering the advanced training of the Hiss Rangers are capable of applying to their situations, it is feasible to consider the human mind still remains intact to some degree. Or is the Hiss able to tap into this combat training and utilize it? Further observation is required. Refer to file redacted for full report. And then I got a few other things. Case file, floppy disk. Okay. OOP 5/KE. Alright, containment procedure must be contained in a cell with no other loose materials. Description: para-utility. The object is a 8-inch diskette containing Soviet-era nuclear launch codes. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to kinetically lift material and throw it a short distance. See Dr. Darling's presentation 11.15 for more info. The object is currently bound to redacted for research purposes. Background: stolen from a Soviet military base located and redacted by agents redacted with the CIA. The diskette contains launch codes to redacted missiles, believed to be reserved for use against redacted. After being returned to America, the diskette began throwing computational hardware at members of the decoding team. An informant in the CIA tipped the Bureau off, and it was requisitioned by agents the next day. And then we got the video.
Look at it. 8 inches wide and capable of storing a whopping 80 kilobytes. Stolen by our friends at the CIA, the disk held the launch codes to Soviet nukes. This is not the disk, of course, but one exactly like it. A perfect fusion of concepts vibrating in the Cold War era collective unconscious. A receptacle. It is a receptacle for dangerous energies to hone in on. And they did. We don't have the details, but when things started flying around the disk, it was transferred to us. It's an object of power. OOP. Oops. Oh, and it can launch things telekinetically through the air. To date, we've launched maybe 3 dozen pencils. And once, we even launched a cup.
Yeah, thanks to current powers, I can launch more than a cup. Alright. Book club notes for Penny. Dr. L. Sampson. So, I don't usually read a lot of sci-fi, but as far as space operas go, this was alright. The title, Unless You, could refer to a bunch of things in the book, I guess, but I thought it was a little vague and a little stupid. The way the characters kept throwing it around, almost like the catchphrase got real annoying real fast. The best part of the story was the space battles. I sided with the Fixers, obviously, because they had the coolest tech and their motives made the most sense to me. Honestly, if I had to choose between some hoity-toity flowers and guns space hippies or a badass bunch of warriors who go around devouring planets like cheap sushi on a Sunday, I know who I'm picking. That scene where they invaded City Planet and converted the entire population using those brainworms, and that space dog fight between those two ace pilots, sign me the fuck up. What kind of ruined the whole thing for me was when my favorite character got killed not even halfway through the story by getting a battery cylinder launched into his face by a gravitational anomaly. His death didn't feel necessary at all. This is like one of 5 pages, it seems. Oh, that's something I can pick up. Radio, okay.
Emily said that the hotline can be reached through the mailroom. What's this? Okay. Federal Bureau of Control
pre-information campaign summary of Willow AWE. National news sites have begun publishing the story of the polar bear attack on the Alaska town. You all know I don't like to boast, but claiming that the family was killed by migrating polar bears desperate for food because their ecosystem is being ruined by global warming was a stroke of genius. Using current ecological concerns makes the public much less likely to redact it. So another AWE behind us, and the public is none the wiser. Well done, everyone. It was a strong campaign and perfectly executed. This doesn't mean we can stop monitoring redacted for any off-message opinions. But it's looking like we're in the clear. Tomasi out.
This must open the door.
Oh, cool. I got a clearance 1. Cool.
You're listening to America Overnight, mystifying the airwaves for more than 29 years. Thank you for staying up with us. Ghosts. We've had many callers over the years tell us of hauntings, voices, and other phantasmagorical phenomena. Today, friend of the show, Dr. Quincy Reagan, tells his story.
Okay.
You're listening to America Overnight, mystifying the airwaves for more than 29 years. Thank you for staying up with us. Ghosts. We've had many callers over the years tell us of hauntings, voices, and other phantasmagorical phenomena. Today, friend of the show, Dr. Quincy Reagan, tells his story. Quincy.
Thanks. This is something I experienced recently while staying at the Chili Pines Motel in Macon for last year's SuspiciaCon. I was in room 47. The night manager, an avid listener of the program, insisted I take this particular room. Now, the manager explained that years back, the body of a man was discovered under the bed, inside that wooden border that motel beds tend to have. And the body had been there a week, he said. Guests had stayed there, sleeping with the corpse a foot below him. They only found the body when housekeepers complained about the smell. Hauntings have been reported in room 47 ever since. I happily took the room. I fell asleep pretty quick, checking under the bed first, of course. No ghosts visited me, no chilly spots or flickering lights. But when I woke up, I found myself under the bed. It was dark and stiflingly hot. Luckily, I was able to push the mattress off and crawl out before I suffocated. The night manager was kind enough to find me another room.
There you have it, listeners. What we call ghosts take many forms. Quincy was brave enough to tell his story, and I encourage you to keep calling and writing whenever you encounter something strange, something you can't explain. Maybe you're seeing colors that we have no name for. Maybe your toaster is possessed. Remember, dear listeners, when no one else believes you, we do. America Overnight, we'll be right back.
Okay. Clearance level. There we go. Okay. Okay. System security evaluation confirmed data breach. Last month, our on-site server experienced an intrusion by unauthorized users. After a thorough investigation, it was confirmed that the user only accessed the video file, which contained portions of various Dr. Darling's presentations. Investigators were able to track the user through their IP addresses. The following are the confirmed identities of these users: Patrick Struzigen, Ruben Rugira, Orto Kolmecki, hopefully I said that correctly. Miles, or why did I say Miles? Christopher Mills Bowling, Jaku Sorinen. These individuals are in breach of Bureau Code 91 and have been placed under surveillance by our external investigation team. Thorough action is pending. Did that thing just move? Oh, I moved it. What the heck? Alright. Federal Bureau of Control. Pay attention. Alberto. This is the last time I'm explaining this. Internal lockdowns are manually triggered events that lock one or all of the sectors by restricting use of sector elevator, effectively locking staff in their sector until the emergency is handled. They can only be lifted via the directorial override in maintenance once the director is satisfied that the situation is under control. External lockdowns are a beginner deal. Nothing in or out of the whole building. It's only triggered by a code red containment breach. Based on some complicated system that security and research slapped together, it can only be lifted once A, the threat has been neutralized, and B, a high clearance individual gives the system the all clear. This process is not the same as the directorial override. So stop saying so in documentation. I know it's confusing as hell. I've told Darling 100 times to change it, but they're adamant it stays the way it is. Honestly, I don't think they even know how to change it at this point. Let's just make sure our staff understand how this mess all works, okay? Marshall. Wait, what happened? Now, do I have to do this whole thing over again? Okay, no. Okay, I got that. Okay, so this area is clear. I need to get out of here. So I don't think I can go in there yet. So mail room. Okay, we got that open.